Hello, my name's Peter Ashwin. I'm the director of Magic, and my aim with this short video is to give you an idea of how you can study using the Magic PhD Consortium. The consortium is a partnership between a large number of mathematics departments in universities, each of which offer PhD level study in mathematics. We've been running since 2007, and the one URL that you need to be aware of is the web portal, which is given at the bottom. If you're studying with Magic, then you're probably studying for a PhD in mathematics at a consortium member university. Usually, as part of the induction, you'll be provided with information on how you can access the Magic web portal and register for courses. If there's any issues with that, or if you want to know in advance, they haven't told you yet, then do find your node representative. They're listed on the web portal, and also discuss with your node representative and your PhD supervision team any requirements they may have about Magic study. Once you have a login on the web portal, then you'll be allocated by Magic a unique Zoom account of the form something@zoom.mathsmagic.ac.uk. You must use that Zoom account to access the live sessions. The lecturers will not be able to let anyone in unless they have turned on Zoom and logged in using the correct Zoom account. You can register for courses using the link shown here. Once you've decided which courses you're doing in which term, you can select which courses you wish to do for assessment. There is some flexibility to change choices in the first week or two of the term, but other than that, we hope you can settle on a set of courses and study and enjoy them. If you are not associated with a Magic Consortium partner, you can subscribe individually on a termly basis. There's a fee for this. This gives you access to the live lectures and the assessment for that term. You can also request guest access to Magic, which gives you just access to Magic resources if you wish to do self-study. If you have any questions about this, you can address them to admin@mathsmagic.ac.uk. Choosing your courses, we have two types of courses. We have what are called core courses. These run for either 1 or 2 hours per week over one term. We have 10-week terms. These core courses examine a range of fundamental but advanced topics in mathematics. The specialist courses run for 1 hour a week over 10 hours, and they give insight into a more specialized current area of research interest, where there are lecturers within the Magic Consortium who wish to give such a course. You can mix and match courses as much as you like, and indeed you can come back to study further courses as you progress through your PhD. Many Magic students come back for 2 or 3 years to widen their knowledge as they progress throughout their PhD study. When you view the details on a course, there are a number of tabs which give the details: description, lecturer, students, a reading list, bibliography, assessment when that appears, files, resources, in other words, lecturers, and a forum. This shows an example of a details tab for a course, where you can see it's running in a particular term, and then it has hours which are a mixture, in this case, of live and recorded lecture hours. So some courses have recorded lecture hours. All courses have at least 1 live hour per week. In order to follow the course, you'll need to come to the live sessions which are given via Zoom, using the unique Zoom name that you've been allocated. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat during the Zoom session. You can raise your hand and ask them through your microphone, or you can post them on the course forum. For example, if you are studying the material outside the time of a live lecture. There's a timetable which links to the Zoom rooms for the particular lectures. You can also, I recommend that you take advantage of the lecture notes, the resources such as pre-recorded material, the examples sheets, and solutions that are provided by the lecturers for each course. If you miss a lecture, there are recordings that are made of the live sessions. These are posted a few days after the live session onto the relevant course pages. But note there may be some things missing. There might be, for example, discussion sessions that are not recorded in the live session. So we recommend it's definitely worthwhile to join the live sessions to get the most out of your study with magic. Also, in order to get the most out of your study, we found that students who take the assessment have a much better understanding of what's going on. This is always in the form of a 100% take-home exam that is set during the assessment period after the end of the course. So the course is run for 10 weeks, then there are 1 or 2 weeks, usually during the holiday time, and then we offer an assessment period, which is 2 weeks, during which all of the courses in the previous term are assessed. These take-home exams, however, are set such that if you've been following the course diligently, if you've been doing all the exercises and checking your answers, and you're really up to speed with the course, you should be able to do the take-home exam in 2 or 3 hours and get a pass mark. If you wish to, for example, ace the exam and get all of the questions out, this may take longer, or if you haven't followed the course totally diligently, you may find it takes a bit longer. A bit more about magic assessment. As I said, all courses are assessed by a take-home exam. Note that we do not issue certificates or degrees or anything of that sort. We are just a service that provides assessment results to your departments as a matter of guidance to yourself and your supervision team as to how you're getting on with your PhD training. Do respect, please, the integrity of the Magic Consortium by ensuring that any work that you submit for assessment is your own and entirely your own. You can add references if you've, for example, consulted textbooks or used computational assistance for any of what you've been doing. But note that if your department or the lecturer has any concerns about whether the assessment is your own, you may be called for a viva by your own department. This comes on to the general issue of research integrity and open science, which we thought would be good to raise at this point. This is a wider set of issues than the magic assessments, of course. This is all about ensuring that what you do as a researcher adheres to the highest levels of integrity. That means you need to be transparent about the sources of your ideas, including the research questions, the notation, methodologies, and data. You need to do that to avoid any accusation of plagiarism, which is the fraudulent representation of another person's language, thoughts, ideas, or expression as your own original work. You also need to provide easily accessible and reproducible results, code, and data to aid that transparency. And since science is always all about disseminating what you've understood so that other people can understand it, it is really important to make your writing as clear and accessible as possible to aid science generally. Open science is a rapidly developing movement these days. It's all about reproducibility and accessibility of science. You're probably familiar with the idea of open access publishing, where increasingly any published material from journals to books is being made fully accessible without pay to anyone who wants to read it. Of course, the models for doing that, someone has to pay, are various. I'm not going to go into them here, but it's definitely something you should learn about during your PhD in order to understand how and where you might be able to publish your results. Closely related to open access is open data. This is about making your data, curating your data in a way that others can easily access and reproduce your work. Again, more details on that would be for another topic. Finally, a few words on how Magic is organized. We have the web portal, which has a lot more details on it. If you go down to the bottom, you'll see information such as annual reports and such things. We are organized over 5-year periods. We sign a legal agreement between the consortium members. The current one runs from 2021 to 2026. Currently, there are 22 mathematics departments that share courses through the consortium, and we have 3 committees. There's a management committee that meets about 3 times a year and looks at the operational and planning aspects of Magic. We have a program committee that meets every spring. So you'll be asked to fill out many questionnaires, one for each course, initially, and then also one at the end when you've actually completed it. Please do take time to fill those out and to give us feedback. They go into the program committee, and that helps us understand how things are going with different courses and with the Magic Consortium generally, and it helps us our plannings for the coming year. And finally, there's an academic steering committee, which is the sort of top decision-making body for Magic. This meets once every summer and examines what the management and program committee have been doing through the year, and gives advice or approves on this. If you have any questions, there are a number of sources, a number of people who can help you, particularly about a course that you are studying. The lecturer will be the main contact. You will also have a node representative you can contact with about any question about, for example, registering or any issues you have with accessing Magic. The Magic manager, Samantha Blackburn, is very happy to help and give guidance and help you link up with your node rep if you can't access them. If you have questions of technical support to do with, for example, the website, the resources, access to the Zoom rooms, and so on, then Fraser Murray can be accessed through support@mathsmagic.ac.uk. But note, we can't help with everything. We can help with problems registering, accessing course materials, accessing live sessions, academic questions to do with the courses, assessment, and so on. But we can't help you with your particular hardware or software problems if you have issues accessing the material and the live session. You'll have to ask local help with that. Okay, well, I hope this has been informative, and I hope you do enjoy and have a fulfilling study with Magic.